When I first started studying English, I had absolutely no idea what to do. I looked up all kinds of methods to get results fast, but in the end, I just bought a vocabulary book and a grammar book and read them over and over again. But you know what? I got zero results. So in this video, for everyone who's just started studying English or those who are studying English now but feel lost. So I'm going to teach you the very first thing that you should do to get results in the fastest way possible. If you're new here, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Eddie. I started studying English when I was 20 years old, and before that, my life was all about baseball. I played baseball from elementary school all the way through the second year of university. At the time, my English grade was 2 and I was in the bottom class in English in university. And I had never taken an entrance exam in my life. But even just starting from absolute zero at 20, I was able to have everyday conversation within 6 months. Now I can travel around the world. I have my foreign friends all over the world. English truly changed my life. But I could do it not because I was smart or intelligent. You're gonna be able to speak English with the right method and be consistent. So let's dive into it. Step 1, start speaking with phrases. Okay, let's assume you've got some basics down from the middle school. So you know alphabet and you know how to say some words in English and you know some vocabulary. The very first thing that you should do is to memorize conversational phrases. And now you might be thinking that I think I should memorize some vocabulary or like study basic grammar because I think that's how everyone starts studying English. But I'm telling you, this is the biggest mistake that people make. And I made the same mistake too. In the first 2 months, I bought a vocabulary book and I did grammar. Like I was all in reading the books, but it came out terribly. I couldn't even say the words that I remember. I'm pretty sure there are some people who did the same mistake as me. Don't even think about being professional or perfect. Some of you guys are perfectionists. I was perfectionist a long time ago. So that's why, I avoided having conversation with the people before I mastered my English. And that's a huge mistake. There is no such a thing as practice period. Okay, think about this. When you were born, what did you do first? You listened to your parents saying Japanese and you listen to TV and you read some books and your parents read the books for you before you go to bed. So you always listen and you speak some words. We didn't really study a language, but we can speak Japanese. And the point is, as much as we input, we output at the same time. This is something you have to understand to tackle a language. If you want to be able to speak English, you have to speak, not just learning from textbooks, just speak. Once you memorize the words, you speak it out. You output over and over again until you get the phrase. But what you're doing probably is the opposite. You're just sitting on the chair for 3 or 4 hours, just hitting the book, reading some books, and you're just locked in memorizing some words. But the important thing is to relax. Just take it easy. Just have fun speaking English. Just get yourself out there, have a conversation with the friends. Why learning conversational phrases is important is that a lot of percentage of conversation is made up with a lot of common phrases, right? So sometimes phrases are more important than grammar. If you can say some phrase, that means in general conversation, if you go abroad and when you have an opportunity to speak English, is that when you're at the reception or when you're talking with the waiters or when you're talking with the staff at the airport. So these conversation, you don't need like complicated grammar or like high school level grammar or something. If you know some phrases, they understand you. The whole just conversation pan out. This is what I want to tell you. Having a small conversation is not as difficult as you think. And this is a reason why I want you to learn some phrases first, because I want you to get experience that you can communicate with the people in the early stage. You kind of get a confidence. And once you get a confidence at the early stage, you're already on the right track. Just keep motivated, just keep going. A lot of people quit studying English because they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do, right? They don't know how much they have to study, or they don't know how much effort they put, or they just don't know when the thing is going to turn out, right? That's toxic. Thousands of people make things more complicated by themselves. But the truth is very simple. You just have an experience that you can have a conversation with the people in English with some phrases. And then, oh, speaking English is very fun. I can communicate with people. I want to study harder. I want to say this. That makes you keep going. And I want to tell you that how much important you have a successful story at the early stage. And phrases help you do that. You don't have to memorize like thousands of phrases. Just 10 or 20 phrases, and then you just come up to people and say hi. You can say just, I'm practicing English. You know, I'm learning English, so can we just have a quick conversation? So you can say that. And then you just try out the phrases that you remember. And that's it. And there's no way that everything is gonna go perfectly first, right? So including me, people speak English, they made tons of mistakes. They made a conversation awkward. They say something rude to them. I messed up so many times. But languages like this, even in Japanese, there's no way that you can't hurt people 100%. Just try out and put yourself out, speak out. And then step 2, learn some grammar. Once you get a motivation because you got some phrases to talk to people, right? So what you have to do is to make conversation more natural, or you got more things to say. You're gonna be able to say many things in details, right? So you need the grammar now, because if you don't understand grammar, you don't understand what people are saying, or you can't say things meticulously, right? But here's another common mistake. Buying a thick grammar book, trying to master the book. And oh my God, I've seen so many people doing the mistakes. This is kind of funny, but a lot of people are already intermediate. Like they had entrance exam, they have basic skill, they understand almost all grammars. These kind of people try to do the same thing again, like trying to master a grammar. What they did in school, filling in the blank on grammar or like reading, something like that. So they tend to think that reading and understanding the book makes you speak, but that's not true. If you want to speak English, you need one easy book. This book is enough. But personally, I didn't even understand this book. For beginners or for intermediate people, I recommend this book. This book is enough. 中学英語 is enough. You don't have to master a thick vocabulary book or just catch up the easy grammar. And to those who think that I don't think that's enough, I have to study more complicated grammar. Okay, I'm telling you, watch some YouTube in English. Pick out some videos from YouTube in English, of course, and then you put the subtitles. Almost all sentences are made up by really, really easy grammar. Like the grammar we learned in elementary school or junior high school. There's no complicated grammar. And you're gonna know the fact that you don't need complicated grammar. And once you have a grammar and phrases, you can actually talk to people. Your level is good enough to have a conversation with the people. And step 3, talk to yourself. If you get to the level where you can barely have a conversation, you might be thinking that I want to speak fast. I want to speak more fluently. That's going to be the next goal. So to get to the level, what you have to do is to practice over and over again. There's no magical tips or something. You have to practice as much as possible. The more you practice the words, the more you can be fluent. And there are so many output methods on the planet. Maybe there is an app, or there is an AI, or there is English conversation class, or something like that. But I want to share a really, really effective method that worked for me and works for you. That is talking to yourself. What I like about this is for free, and you can do it anytime. You don't have to pay for expensive class, or you don't have to pay for speaking English. Okay, here's how to do. There are some phrases or words or whatever, like grammar, anything. You're gonna make a sentence with the phrases that you want to remember and just speak it out loud, and you do it over and over again. That's it. When you're doing the dishes, or when you're taking a shower, or when you're driving, or when you're walking in the streets, most of the time your mouth is free. You're gonna use the mouth and you're gonna use the time. That's very simple. And this is the 3 steps that works for me the best and works for you the best. Again, a lot of people overthink about the process of speaking English, but actually this is very simple. Keep your motivation by speaking English with people, and once you get a motivation, just keep going. You just make sure you are on the right track and just believe in yourself that you're going to be able to speak English. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Now I'm giving a free English roadmap. If you feel stuck studying English, or if you don't feel like your English is not improving, this roadmap shows you from 0 to be fluent, just step by step. You can exactly know where you at on the journey. And so far, over 1,000 people already got it, and I got so much appreciation. If you want the roadmap, just go to the description and click the down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.